Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Hollow Knight. I believe that this is going to be our final episode. We've got a couple of last-minute things to take care of, and it may run a little long, but I think we're going to beat the game today. I'm going to show you what I would believe the true ending of the game to be. There's a couple of different endings, and some people may disagree and think that a different ending would be the true ending. However, I think this one is the one that I like the most, and I just think it's likely the true ending of the game. Team Cherry, the makers of this game, haven't said anything in regards to what the true ending would be. They consider all the endings to be true, and so I mean, take that as you will. But like I said, we're over in the distant village because it's time to address the dreamers. We met the dreamers very early on in the game. I think we first saw them over at Hornet when we fought Hornet the first time. And then obviously we had a bigger meeting with them in the resting grounds. And yeah, I've been avoiding them because they start the ending of the game for us, and we're ready to deal with them now. So the first one we've got here are the dreamer masks. Here's one. The other one is here in the teacher's archives, and then the last one over here is in the distant village, which is the first one we're going to tackle today. And this one we haven't even uncovered this area, so we're gonna have to go figure that out. But yeah, let's get started. We're gonna enter in here and deal with this first dreamer mask. Hello. Greetings. You are very tired. Sit and rest. We are friends. Welcome. Sit and rest. Please sit and rest. It is warm and safe. Sit and rest. Welcome. You need rest. Sit and rest. Okay. I'll sit and rest. Aha, the trap. They won't let me out. I'm trying everything. Aha. In typical spider fashion, they webbed me up. And now we're in the beast's den. Still the same location. But we're gonna have to navigate through here in order to get that dreamer mask. And I know there's a little secret hidden here where we can get a seal. Nice. A little bit of geo whenever we go to the shop next time. Nothing over here. All right, let's go up. We've got a couple of these guys throughout. I'm likely gonna skip over them. If I don't have to fight them, I won't. I don't want to. Actually, we can go down this way. Oh yeah, that's where we just came from. So we've got that unlocked now. And here, lots of creepy crawlies up in here. I'm sure you can hear that rancid egg. We'll find it. Oh. From what I remember too, I'm pretty sure there's not a ton of secret areas in this place. Secret rooms, that is. But I'll try to remember which ones there are, and we'll find them. All right, that's just spikes. Aha. Not the final grub, but one of the final grubs. I think we have one more. Yeah, we got one more, and we're going to get him next. And yeah, we're going to wrap up the collecting all the grubs as well in this episode. Now, let me see. Over here. Yes, so we can actually jump down here. And there should be a... Oh. Ah, here it is. This is the bench. And this is actually the way out. So we're going to come back here in just a moment. But we want to work our way up to the top of the beast's den. Aha, and here we are. A sleeping figure lays atop the stone plinth. So we're going to hit this figure with our dream nail. So there's nothing, no dialogue in here, but we can hit them. We're going to. And then if we hold B, we actually start to absorb their essence, their soul. So you've slain the beast, and you head towards that fated goal. I'd not have obstructed this happening, but it caused me some pain to knowingly stand idle. What? You might think me stern, but I'm not completely cold. We do not choose our mothers or the circumstances into which we are born, despite all the ills of this world. I'm thankful for the life she granted me. It's quite a debt I owed. Only in allowing her to pass and taking the burden of the future in her stead can I begin to repay it. Leave me now, ghost. Allow me a moment alone before this bedchamber becomes forever a shrine. Mother, forgive my inaction, but another path may be possible. Okay, there you go. So we saw from that little cinematic there that, yeah, the mask shard has been broken. And that showed us the Black Egg Temple, which is right here. If you look at my north-facing arrow, that Black Egg Temple is there. That's where that cinematic took place and where we saw that mask break. That's where we're going to be going eventually, but before we do that, we got to get the other two. Another notable piece of lore is, yes, indeed. So this dreamer is called Hera the Beast, and as we just learned there from Hornet, Hera is Hornet's mother. I'm going to get into more of the lore when we complete the game. If things are not making sense, just know that they do make sense, and I'll try my best to explain it. And I'll also probably link a I'll probably try to link a video that will go into further detail about everything. But yeah, all right, I'm gonna work my way over to the next dreamer, and I will meet you guys there. Now, this is a room that we've been in quite a number of times. We've come through here a bunch, and I don't even think I've ever taken this elevator up. But we're going to now because the next dreamer is just above us. So here I am right in this room here. And we got to go up, up, and up. We're unable to get in here until we get the double jump, which is something of note. And then, yeah, we just got a couple of enemies in here. However, at this point, we are pretty strong, so it's nothing to really worry about. I will tell you though, while we're here, we may as well grab this bench. And you'll see that right above us there actually connects to this really long pathway leading to the city storeroom. So that's where we are. And before we can go up, we've got to go down just a little bit into this room here. We've got a bit of a fight. Again, though, we are pretty strong. All right, and that lever opens up this door up here, I believe. Oh, no. Lever opens up this door. And then we can come through like this. Might as well go ahead and grab that. I don't think we'll be using it very often, but it's good just to have. These guys, we can actually go over them. And then this should... Yeah, so this... Oh, actually... Oh, I'm totally mistaken. So we're here, not here. These are two different pathways, but there should be... Yeah, there should be a door we can unlock here. I'll show you where this connects, just so you can see it. Yeah, this is right. So Cornifer, we saw Cornifer somewhere over here in this area. That's how that connects, just like that. But what we're after is on this side. So we're going to head back. In the final episode, even, we're still unlocking things. And we want to take this elevator up. Now we're going to go to the left, but before we do, I want to go to the right because there's something over here that we got to grab. A little fight before we can get it. There we go. And here he is, the final grub. That is all of them. Don't worry. We're going to go see what our reward is before the episode ends. We're going to go get it right after we do this next dreamer. Because, yeah, we've got all the grubs. We may as well go get our prize. All right, here we are. So this dreamer is going to be a little bit different because for Hera, we didn't have a fight. There was nothing to fight before. However, in this one, we do have a fight. We get to face off against the Watcher Knights. One quick little tip for those of you who are doing the Watcher Knights. I think that Sharp Shadow is really helpful in this fight. And additionally, before we go in this room, there's a little hint. It's really hard to tell, but you can see all of the orange lumiflies that are up by that chandelier. That's supposed to be a hint to this lumifly lantern that if we go ahead and break this, there is a hidden door up here that leads us to some rope holding up the chandelier. So if we take that chandelier out, you can see it crushes one of those, one of these guys in here. But yeah, there you go. Little hint for you there. And as you can see, there's a couple of them in here. And yes, we're going to have to fight all of them. These are the Watcher Knights. And if you don't do the chandelier trick, you got to fight 6 of them. But since we killed one of them early, we only have to fight 5. It just makes things a little bit easier for you. But I have actually done this fight so many times, and I'm not concerned in the slightest. it's we're very strong at this point, and I know what they're gonna do pretty much every time. I'm very confident. I will tell you, this is probably the first fight I had a lot of trouble with, and I in addition to having trouble, I just didn't understand Hollow Knight. I was here way too early, and my determination prevented me from leaving to go and try and get stronger and coming back. I just wanted to kill them right when I first arrived, and I couldn't. So I ended up spending way too much time on the Watcher Knights there. But there you go. Hellenist Seal for us and some Geo to boot. But that's not really what we're after. We're going to keep going up here. If we come over here, there's just some random bug corpses. Cannot watch longer. And we're going to take this elevator all the way to the top. The top of the City of Tears. Here we got a big telescope. We can take a look in it. We can see the city below us. And over here, we have another dreamer resting on the plinth. There you have it. Lurian the Watcher is the name of that dreamer. Lurian the Watcher. And we've got 2 of 3 now. We're doing good. I believe that behind one of those statues up there, there's a little room, but I think it's just Geo if there's anything. Maybe a lore tablet, so I'm not going to bother too much with that. But yeah, so Lurian essentially just watches over the city. That's what he does here at the top of his spire. All right, 1 dreamer to go, but we're going to take a little short break from the dreamers. And instead of getting that last one, there's a couple of little things I want to do before we do. So I will meet you at our next location shortly. I forget how many of these guys there are. It's something like 30 or 40 or so. I mean, you can pause and count all of them. They're all here. But we have officially collected all of the grubs for the whole map. And we will come and grab our final reward. The Glubber, what is it called? Grubberfly's Elegy. Contains a gratitude of grubs who will move to the next stage of their lives. Imbues weapons with a holy strength. When the bearer is at full health, they will fire beams of white-hot energy from their nail. Yeah, there you go. So with the final grub collected, we also get our final charm. And I believe... Okay, we're going to have to... If you're ever interested and you complete all of the grubs, go give it some time and then go back and see the grub father there. Okay, one more thing, and then we're going to do the final dreamer. Our final visit to Salubra. We saw this a long time ago, but she wanted us to have all of the charms before we could get it. So let's purchase Salubra's Blessing. My dear, a blessing for you. With your excessive patronage and those startling good looks, you've more than earned it. Thanks. Received Salubra's blessing, a boon bestowed by charm lover Salubra. Those blessed are followed by beauty and love. Yes, I hope my blessing brings you everything you desire. Don't be a stranger, sweetums. Dear, dear, I really must hold it together. Must appear calm, but this creature is just divine. All right, so we've got Salubra's blessing, and I believe it shows up in the inventory. No, it actually doesn't show up anywhere. Which is interesting. However, I know what it does. So if we rest at a bench and just wait for a moment, above us, Salubra's blessing appears and grants us with some soul that will fill us up to the brim. So a nice little touch there. We're gonna have a little bit of use for it, but I mean, we're at the end of the game now, so it's not a ton of use. Actually, I'll tell you what, before I do this, I can just dream warp, because I think I'm right next to the stag. Nice. Yes, I am. Very cool. Yeah, so that is the final little thing. We've got all the charms, we've got all the grubs, we've got everything we could have upgraded. Nail, spells, masks, vessels, dream nail. All of the great slashes and dash slash, cyclone slash, everything is good to go. So we are going to go on to the final dreamer. This may be, I think this is the first dreamer that we actually saw. I mean, we haven't seen, but at least we've been in this room. The first dreamer that we encountered, their entrance at least, being in the teacher's archives. We came here a long time ago, and I told you we'd be back, and here we are. We've already talked to Quirrell, so if you're interested in the dialogue there, you can go back and watch that episode where we found the teacher's archives, but this time we're going in. And right up here, there's actually a bench if we need it. And we don't at the moment. So we're going to carry on through. Now in here, there's a lot of these jellyfish things that we see all throughout the Fog Canyon. Just going to skip over most of them. And here we actually would need Isma's Tear to get through here. You don't actually need it, but it's hard to get in here if you don't have it. All right, we're gonna come right in here, and just like Lurien, there is a fight before we can get where we want to go. So we gotta fight Umu. This is an interesting fight. It can go one of two ways. You either don't have such a bad time, or you can have a really bad time. It's a pretty easy fight, but it can get out of control pretty quickly. But we actually have some help from Quirrell there. And so if I were to come up and try to hit Umu, I'm actually not able to when they're fully inflated like that. So that's why Quirrell is here. He helps us out by doing a little, I don't know, puncture wound, I suppose, to get them uninflated. And then there you go. There's the Umu fight. So definitely the Abyss Shriek helps out a lot in that fight. Abyss Shriek plus Shaman Stone. All right, the only other thing to really check out in here is this little jar. A tank full with charged lumaflies. Yeah, there you go. Nothing else in here other than the Dreamer itself, which we're about to get to see. Something glows within the tank. Did she call you too then? I realize it's no coincidence we arrived together. Though much of my memory is blank, this place I recall. Within these chambers, the teacher sought to store the kingdom's knowledge, and at its core, she stored herself. To save Hallownest, the teacher willingly became a seal, but upon herself she enacted an additional protection. Though I cannot recall its happening, I played a part in that feat. She called me here, now, to reverse that protection, all in aid of you. And you can see that all the time, Quirrell has held the mask of the Dreamer we see before us now. Do not hesitate. The choice to reform was hers, not mine. She knows what you would do and seems to welcome it. To think such a small creature would bear this kingdom's fate. And here we are again for our final Dreamer, Monomon the Teacher. All right, there we go. The last Dreamer mask. What's Quirrell got to say? The madam's life is extinguished, and with it her seal breaks. It's a heavy thing you attempt, but I've seen your prowess up close, and she too believes you capable. Be on your journey then, and allow me rest a time. With the deed complete, I begin to feel my age. To think such a small creature, yeah, we saw that. Okay, so a couple of things to note there. Quirrell mentioned that this Dreamer, Monomon, did the same thing the other Dreamers did, but then took an extra step of precaution, which is why Quirrell has carried her mask and why he was needed in order to restore it so we could collect it. But yeah, there you go. That's all three Dreamers. And oh, the other thing I was going to mention too is that Quirrell said that to not be you know, to go ahead and do what we needed to do and not hesitate, because Monomon seems to welcome our blade and her end. She believes in us and believes we can do what needs to be done to protect Hallownest. So pretty interesting. We'll talk more about that here in just a minute when we finish the game. Okay, last little thing we are going to complete, which is Hollow Knight. We're going to complete the game next. And no need to do a cut, I believe, because we're pretty close already. I talked throughout that whole section. But we're back where it all began, here in Dirtmouth. And we're going to go into the infected crossroads. We typically go over to the left, but this time what we're after is over to the right. The first place we ever came, but was locked off from us last time we were here. The Temple of the Black Egg. And Hornet's here as well. I'm impressed, little ghost. You've burdened yourself with the fate of the world, yet you still stand strong. To break the dreamer's seals would alone be considered an impossible task, but to accept that void inside yourself, that casts you as something rather exceptional. That's all she's got to say for now. Could it achieve the impossible thing? Should it? Okay, and the door has been opened. The path is opened one way or another, an end awaits inside. I won't be joining you in this. That space is built to sustain your likes. Its bindings would drain me were I to join. Don't be surprised. I'll not risk my own life in your attempt. Though if the moment presents, I'll aid as I'm able. All right, so we got a little message there from Hornet, where she's not going to risk her life, as we will be doing. But if the moment presents itself, she'll help us out. Before I rest, let's inspect this. Vessel, though bound, you shall know the state of the world. Hollowness will be whole again. Completion percentage viewable in inventory. So now, once we get here, we actually are able to see the percentage of the game that we have completed. So if you look in the bottom right, it says completion 106%. Yes, there are a couple things that happen after 100%. It actually goes all the way up to 112%. So, yeah, there you go. All right, we're full on soul. We've got Sharp Shadow, Shaman Stone, Unbreakable Strength, and Quick Slash. I mentioned this before. This is my favorite build alongside the Void Heart. And so we're going to fill up as much as we can and head on in. Now, before I go, just one really quick thing. It may not make a ton of sense. Just know when we complete everything, I'll start to get into the lore a little bit and talk through the credits as they roll. But yeah, just try to enjoy. It's gonna go quickly. If everything goes accordingly, it should go quickly because I am so strong at this point. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. There he is, the Hollow Knight. But he's actually all chained up in here. Let's break him free. All right, here we go. The final fight. Now, we'll see how I do. I haven't done this fight in a while. I am pretty strong, though. Just like any of the other fights, it's all about patience. Just go slow. Let him make the mistakes. I use my Sharp Shadow a lot in this fight. Just dash through him. Nothing fancy required. And you can see he's using a lot of the orange stuff we've seen around. And now he's actually hurting himself. You can see the infection is controlling him almost. And there's Hornet. I suppose a moment had presented itself. We see the essence coming out of the Hollow Knight. We're going to enter in to the actual final boss in the dream world. So we see challenge right there. And if you take a look at the sun, it has grown wings. And here we find the Radiance. Now this is the cause of the infection of Hallownest. All of that orange pus we see everywhere is caused by the Radiance. This is why all of the bugs are attacking and are infected. Again, no need to rush. We're just going to take it easy. Let Radiance make its own mistakes. As long as we avoid everything, we'll be fine. And there you have it. The Radiance defeated. Or is it? It is not. Another stage. I'm gonna try to move quickly through this stage because I don't like it. This is where the fight actually begins. And it can be a little tough if I'm not careful. Okay, there we go. Now the climb. And you can see all of our helpers coming with us. The other shades from the abyss, rising as we rise. Oh. Uh-oh. Of course, with 1 health. All right, I'm gonna let this play out for you. A notable shade, a Hollow Knight with us as well. And there we have it, a beautiful game by Team Cherry, Hollow Knight. Okay, so for those of you who are interested in the lore, I'm going to let these credits play out and I'll talk a little bit about it. So the game takes place in Hallownest, we know this. But Hallownest used to be a very popular city where bugs thrived, and it was Hallownest because the king who we met in the White Palace was birthed from a worm and came and ruled over Hallownest to unite all of the different factions. So we see, you know, the Forgotten Crossroads, we've got the Mantis tribe, we've got the Fog Canyon, you know, all of those different areas, the Hive and everything that were united under the king. Notably, there were a couple of areas that were not united. So Deep Nest and the Hive, which sealed itself off from the rest of the city, decided not to unite with the king, but they're still in the area. However, there was a being known as the Radiance who we just fought that came and started infecting everyone through dreams. So that's why we've got the Dream Nail, we've got the dream areas, and why all of the bugs were infected throughout the game, infected Crossroads and whatnot. And so the king put forth a plan to get rid of the Radiance, and he thought that he would make a pure being, the Hollow Knight, that could hold in the Radiance and prevent it from escaping out to infect everybody else. But as we saw at the very beginning of the game, the Hollow Knight was in fact not hollow. There's a couple of things to read into there. It is mainly due to him being raised by the king, and yeah, there's a lot of stuff there as well to look into. I'm not going to be good at explaining it, but unfortunately, he was not able to hold back the Radiance from infecting the rest of Hallownest. Obviously, time passed, and the king dies, and pretty much all of Hallownest dies and is struggling, and we arrive to exist as a pure being, and instead of trying to keep the Radiance within us and be chained up like the Hollow Knight was, we faced the Radiance head on and were able to defeat it. So yeah, that kind of explains a little bit of it. There's a whole lot more, trust me. The lore in this game is expansive, and if you enjoyed watching me play through it, and you're still confused or you want to know more, I highly encourage you to search for some lore videos that explain everything. They can be a little lengthy, but they're very good. And yeah, it's so cool to see the world Team Cherry designed and how they how they did it and all the moving parts that go into it. It's very, very interesting. All right, congratulations. Well done on achieving this great feat. You persevered with and you triumphed. We hope you enjoyed yourself in the world of Hollow Knight. We'll meet again soon on the road ahead, Team Cherry. And we get to see our game completion, 106%, 20 hours. So there you go. There's a lot of behind the scenes hours for you. Not 20 hours uploaded, but yeah, just moving around, making cuts and trying things differently, and a whole lot of stuff that goes into this game. So guys, let me say this. Thank you so very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed Hollow Knight. We are moving on to a new game. However, we will be back to Hollow Knight. I am going to take a break. I love this game, but I'm interested in the next game I've got coming up. And I'm going to take a break from Hollow Knight, but there are still things to complete. So we've got 6% more to do. So 112% would be the final completion. And yeah, there's one particular thing that I have never been able to do, but I'd love to be able to do it and love to upload it for you guys. Anyways, I hope you have enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all your feedback and encouragement. I appreciate you guys a lot. And I will catch you in our next game. This has been Hollow Knight.